Hey, I'm Stimming. Welcome to another video of me showing you a trick in Bitwig. This time it's about the rumble. Why the rumble? Because in that certain circumstances, which every one of you who's doing electronic music knows, and everyone who's doing music in general, where you're at that stage that there's already a lot going on, but something's missing. Some kind of energy source is missing, and the rumble is one of those which is somewhat easy to make, also very creative, and can lead you to different paths once you go creative with the modulation, which I will be showing you in a second. And how it's done, how you can use Bitwig's modulators to your advantage is what this video is about. I'm Stimming. This video is paid by Bitwig, so I'm proudly advertising the software. And let's jump right in. All right, so here's the thing. I have this one chord here. It's quite a complex thing. You see very, very many modulators already going on here. Many modulations, like slow ones. Those are the ones that I introduced. Then I have another one with the phase 4. To give it a bit more body, but still there's something missing, all right? So to do this rumble, you need to give it a chain. It needs to be a chain of stuff. So no, not the amp. I'm still looking for the audio receiver. Here I'm using the bass drum pre-fader. So when the bass drum is muted, we still hear the rumble. Then for now, we just use the standard reverb. No late, just early reflections. A filter. I use the filter plus because it has this incredible wave shapers ranging from saturation to really, really aggressive shredding, including very many filter models. Here, no resonance, a low pass MG. I think that's the one that sounds like a Moog. And then, most importantly, or very, very important, like really, at the end, you need a sidechain compression. In this case, I'm just using the tool because I love using the tool, but I will be using the bass drum as the trigger or as the controller post. So when the bass drum is off, there's no sidechain compression applied. So if I press play now and we just hear bass drum and a rumble, let me quickly, okay. Oh yeah, it has to be mono because it's so low that mono is really needed. So we don't hear that much because the early reflections from the room and that size. Okay, let's switch off the diffusion. Maybe a bit too much. Let's see what the hall is doing. Okay. Yeah, of course. Full mix. Sorry. So that's a chain, right? You get the bass drum from the bass drum track, of course. Where else? For now. Then you have the reverb, which is very, very open for experimentation. We will come to that in a second. You need a filter, which you can use for filter like really, really low. Let's try a different model with a even a band pass, in my opinion, makes a lot of sense. Ooh, my in-ears are shaking. Maybe some stronger distortion. And now if we open it up, this could be easily used as some additional crispiness on top. And yeah, I forgot to apply the sidechain to the tool. Yes, here we are. That's the rumble. And if I switch off the bass drum, the rumble is there. And if I switch it on again, it is sidechained by the bass drum. Even here I have some distortion. Okay, so we're peaking heavily. Why is that? No, it's fine. Yeah, it's a tiny bit here because of the chords, I'm pretty sure. There's a wrong chord. There's a wrong note, isn't there? Yeah. I was thinking, I heard this. Okay. So that's the, let's say, basic rumble. Now, what if we move those parameters? For example, the diffusion, let's start from the very left, all right? So, size. Oh, sorry. One of my favorite modulators is the curves, as you can freely draw a waveform or use one of the tiny collection of 74 categories. I really like the envelope. And something simple here, actually. The thing is, you've seen me syncing it for one movement per bar and also syncing it to the play button. That means the movement is absolutely on grid, all right? So we can even, let's make it a half note. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You see, it's like totally in there. And now I want to use that movement on the size. Maybe a bit too much. Also, there's some, what is it? Lasing? Something wrong? If I'm using a different filter model, okay, I want to use this bandpass. Okay, so maybe size isn't the best idea. So let's switch that off again. What about diffusion? Okay. Also, the phase change could be used. Do you hear that? Not really, honestly. Okay. Okay, now I want to introduce the late. Now filtering it again. I'm using the heat now. Not as strong. Okay, let's see it in context. Are we clipping? Yeah, a bit. We are. So I might reduce. Let's try a different modulator. So I go into the curves, and then what about the ghost? Oh, Batman. Ich bin der Batman. Sorry for being German in this case. You hear how complex those movements are? I could even give it a bit of width. And I could also copy that modulator to the filter and apply it to the filter movement. At least a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay, this only with the hi-hat. Just with the simple hi-hat. I think it's a bit. Let's see if I shift the face a bit. No? Where are we? Here we are. And all of a sudden, it's becoming like a new rhythmic element, which you can use as the starting point for something else. And now I'm pretty sure the chord is too. Also, I hear the one somewhere different. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I hear the 1 on 4. And I could also like edit the chord, I believe. Let me edit the chord quickly. Okay, what I want to do is okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm still. Okay. Okay, put this here. And also, I don't like the second one. Maybe just every fourth. Like this, and then, come on. Can I? Yes, I can. Sorry. And then, now when we're here, okay. I told you about this macro in the last video, right? And I just want to do it again. I delete this one because it is already rooted to something. you can duplicate the whole chain, okay? Because there's something going on in the grid. Because what I didn't know, and I checked it beforehand, so unfortunately there's no, I didn't know that element anymore. But if I open that up, all right? So this one is up. I want to hard code it for now. And open this up. Give it a bit more feedback. No, that's too much. All right. And more release. Could even like open up some more reverb here. Okay. Let's get back. Okay, I'm getting excited about this. I don't like the tambourine. Instead of like boringly just repeating that one, why not gang da dang gang 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 gang? Put this like okay, never mind. You could use the chord as something that only appears every 4, 8, 16 bars. But I have to say, man, I'm so happy about that. What I want to do is I'm gonna use the same rumble but with a different filter. What I did earlier was using the bandpass. No hard coding here again, please. Okay. It's too much modulation. But with a step sequencer. Transport, yeah, that's fine. 16ths. Okay. I think it was here, wasn't it? That's a bit of a problem. Bitwig, please give me a more straight grid on the step sequencer. Okay, so the idea is that's the wrong side. And then let me just try one thing. Let me try one thing, okay? Okay. So here, now the rumble. Okay. Let me introduce another delay with my favorite preset, Ghost of Kiev. And then this thing is gonna open. It's maybe a bit too much here. And I didn't catch it. Okay, so the idea is I will drop and switch off the shaker and hi-hat. Yeah, so we're definitely in the techno business, I believe. So here's the thing. The idea of using a smear or creating a smear based on something else is totally not bound to techno, the genre in general. You can use it on your chords, on your synthesizer, on any other percussion that you want to give it some smear. And just take care that the original signal where you kind of extract the smear from is the sidechain controller. I think there's a better word for that, but I cannot find it right now. So I hope this was fun. I had some fun, obviously. See you next time. Cheers. I'm Stimming and I'm out.